You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement that explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner. Yes, I'm the winner. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement that explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Plan to Prosper show, our podcast. We are kicking off Q4, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited. The end of the year is always a great part for me. It's that October, November, December. The planning, the power of planning for the next year, the power of planning for my business day. It's too often we don't even really think about it. We go through days and days and days of just repetition, and I do not sit down and really think about it. So Q4 for us, a lot of people call this, and it's such a negative term, bad habits versus good habits. I decided we're going to call it issues versus solutions. And it's getting rid of all of those things that is stopping you from being your best and for you not growing your company. And it's about being honest with yourself about this is where I'm at in my business. This is where I'm at in my life. This is where I'm at in my whole universe. And I don't want to be at this point moving forward. So Q4 is about change. Because we taught you all the other quarters about how to develop that. And now you're going to reflect and we're going to put some things in place. And so when you leave here in Q4, you're going to have some habits, which is issues, which is the bad ones, and what they call bad habits. And solutions is all the things that you're going to do to overcome. And in 3 months, you are going to turn 360-degree turn and walk into 2025 complete, whole, on fire, ready to go with a plan to how you're going to prosper. So today we're going to start off with issues versus solution, and we're going to have a slideshow today. So Mark, if you could bring up the slideshow. Okay, thank you so very much. And so on the slideshow, because I wanted you to be able to go to our website, request it so you can look at it later and share with everyone. So let's talk about why it's important to deal with this. It is very important to deal with this because It's a part of your life that has not been complete and you have not closed the door. And so we're going to go through each slide talking about each step on how this is going to improve your business, how changing these habits in the next 90 days is going to transform you all the way. And you can also drop a note to us on our website, www.thesharoncampbell.com, and we can have a chat. We'll set up an appointment and just talk about it. It's no fee. It's about how do we help one another? How do we grow? How do you help me be accountable during this time? And I'm just so excited about it. So the first one is the power of planning your day for business, for your business success. How are you planning your day? Now, what I have know is whenever you have these world famous athletes and they perfect their position, their skill set. If it is from running the 100-mile dash, they do that. They play it in their head. They keep it so solid that they can imagine and they can feel their feet moving and touching the ground. Or the 4x4, depending on other people, making sure I execute passing off that baton. So you play it every day in your head before you even begin to execute it. Think about Simone Sanders, how she played in her head every time she get on the beam, every time she do any type of gymnastic performance. It's already played out the way she twirl. She engulfs herself into that. And that is the same skill we have to learn. We must plan our day for our business success. We must execute it before it actually happens. See, success doesn't just happen. It's planned. And mastering your day, you will master your business. It's where you are taking a roadmap, hour by hour, task by task, before you actually execute it. You have some idea what it's going to look like. And because you are not just building a business, you are building a legacy. Again, our website is on the screen. It's www.thesharoncampbell.com. We're going to upload these slides to our blog for you can enjoy them, download them. You can send us a contact, and we can reach out to you, talk to you about how to do this, because it's about helping each other. So now we're going to plan our day mentally, physical, and emotionally. I know you may say that's a lot. Overcoming fear to be rewarded at the end, which is living the lifestyle you deserve, is so very important. So how do we overcome bad habits to drive business growth? Well, again, remember what I said. And the reason I put bad habits up there is because sometimes when you change words and people are not used to them, they have to know what you're talking about. So it's overcoming issues to drive your business growth. So how do you do that? Well, we had to ask some questions, some hard questions. Why is planning your day important for business success? It is during quarter four that these questions that we're going to provide you is for you to take the time to sit down and think about them and just spend that time with there's no one knocking at the door. So I shared this with one of my clients this morning. I said, I need you to put a sign on your door. Before you knock, about an issue you have you found a solution? Because her complaint was she cannot get to work on the things that she needs to do with her staff constantly coming to the door, asking things and how to do this, what to do about this, when she wants them to really think through it and do themselves. And so she's going to work on self-development and leadership and help them provide development. And so one of the things is put that on your note. Did you try to find a solution before you knock on my door? You have tried everything to resolve this issue. And if the answer is yes, then knock. If the answer is no, then go back and figure it out and then come back. And so that's why it's important to plan, because if you have it written down, if a plan is not written, it's just a dream, they say. So you're going to plan that and you're going to execute that. And how? You're going to create a daily schedule that is specific to your business growth tasks. Because you're in business to make money. And so if there's not a schedule where you're thinking about what's happening every 30 minutes, every hour, how you even taking a break to stretch, to move, to walk, to take a deep breath. And too often we try to multitask so much into one day. So for myself, it is giving a client, 2 or 3 clients, a particular day that I'm working on their information, and not trying to work on all client stuff that whole day. Or if I'm working on marketing for the company, I'm working on marketing for my company. So is that something that I need to do during the daytime, or that's the evening task, or is that really a weekend task? And for me, that's a weekend task, because I want to give all of myself and my company to my clients during the weekday. So I want to spend the weekend doing what? Creating all my social media, creating any flyers or anything I need, creating any marketing material, planning my whole next week, a month out. Sometimes I can plan a whole month out and just leave spaces in there. This included planning from the time that you get up to the time that you go to bed. So we need to look at the whole period, because you could be doing a whole lot and you really, truly is missing the mark. Write a clear plan. Clarity is a plus, because too often you're going to find out you're wasting a lot of time doing unnecessary tasks. Now, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that are solo entrepreneurs. They're saying, I do everything. And you have to say, okay, what are some things that you can pay others to do and outsource, and save that time for you to be able to grow your company? Take, for instance, bookkeeping. You could hire someone to keep your books for you and be able to go over that with you every month. The time you spend setting up, trying to put this in, doing that, that's time you could have been spent building your company. You can also think about, if you're not someone that's great at doing your own marketing materials or doing your own social media, you may think about hiring someone to do that for you. The time you spend doing it yourself, you could build that into working with your clients. So if a content person said, I could post all of this for you every month for $360, are you trying to say to me that you are not making enough money from your clients that you cannot outsource that? And if that is the issue, then we need to definitely have a conversation about how you're setting up your budget and how you're managing your time, because that's just 1 hour. And is your cost effective? I cannot express to you the importance of not trying to do everything, hold on to every penny. You don't want to pay anybody else. You cannot grow if you're not willing to pay other people to help you. It's not possible that you can grow at the rate of the income that you want by doing everything yourself. So if you are making the candles, say if you have a candle business, I got to make the candles, got to melt the candles, got to buy the wick, I got to do all of that. I got to put all the labels on, I got to do all the packaging, I got to do all the marketing, I got to do it. When do you have time to grow the company? Just something to think about. The other thing we're going to move on to talk about is, let me make sure this slide go one more. It's a little tricky today. Okay, well, it should be slide 4. And there we go. Finally, great technology at its finest. You just have to work with it. Okay. How do you measure your goals for the day? As entrepreneurs, we need teams. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. It is difficult to grow. If you want to increase your sales and hire people to help you, you must have a plan every day to how you're going to execute that. Okay. Businesses that don't set clear goals fail to focus on what drives success. So I'm going to share with you one of my goals for our company, which is Sharon Campbell Solution Group, and the Plan to Prosper show is part of it, the podcast. And we do this at no cost. This is our way to provide information, education to the audience of 200 countries. Okay, this is while our followers can go back, they could call, we could talk to them, we can help them, we can encourage them. So we have decided that next year we're going to put our show on the road. Yes, Sharon Campbell Solution Group is hitting the road. We're going to be popping up in different states and different countries. A big goal, right? And so I was thinking about, should I narrow it down to particular states and different countries? So we thinking, the team and I, we thinking together. I says, I'm the one that's going to be out there doing it. I got to figure that out. They're supporting me, my support system. But the bottom line is, I am going to be the one that have to get on the plane, show up at these places, and do the work. They are the ones that's putting together all the information. And together, we all benefit. It's going to be successful. So we are at the crossroad of these next 3 months, having a fantastic time about how we're going to do it. This is Sharon. I said, since it's going to be winter, can I do some summer states first in the wintertime and then come back? But we just believe that opportunities is all over the place for us, for 200 countries. That include 50 states in North Carolina. Now, I'm not North Carolina, in the United States. And we are looking at not urban, but also rural. And we're just, I think for me, it's so exciting for me to know that we are stepping out and we have a plan and we are looking at it and actually executing every step. So when we meet as a team, we come together like and put all our steps together, and it looks great, because effective planning is the skill for great success. Because if we just can't just show up a place, we have to have a reason and a purpose to why we're showing up. And then what does that mean? What is our purpose? What our purpose is, we want to educate more people on how to grow their company successfully. Yes, there's a lot of people out there doing that, but what is our niche? We have a particular niche that we use. We work one-on-one, hands-on. No one's in the classroom. No one's on Zoom. No one's there. It's just you and your baby, because we want you to be open to talk about it, share it without the fear of someone's going to take it. But so what is our investment? Our investment is showing up, booking these opportunities, talking about them, getting people to go to our social media, getting people to be part of podcasts, having more people to come on our podcast. And and for us, our podcast is about education. It's not about selling your product or service. It's about how do you educate people to the best tools out there. And so someone said, well, why would I want to come on there if I can't pitch my business and use me? Well, the fact that you're there showing them your worth is all. It's the pitch. That's the pitch. When you give, more is given to you. See, a closed hand cannot receive. An open hand can. So we're going to open our hand to this big community so we can grow and thrive. But we have to plan for that. And how do we do that? What can I do right now? Okay. And so you should ask yourself, what can I do? What can we do right now to make this happen? Q4, what can I do? What does it mean to plan effectively? Too often we don't know what that really means. We think we know. I think we use words too loosely. But I think when we start digging down to see what those words truly mean, and are we executing it the way it should? Because if you could be planning, but if it's not effective, it don't make any sense, and you're wasting a whole lot of time trying to accomplish getting to one goal, then you really haven't thought through the whole plan. And so although we plan stuff, we put it on paper, and we don't go back and look at it when we get ready to execute it, we just take it off our head and think we're doing it. And that's not effective planning. You must take that paper and put it in front of you, and you must execute it. You must, how do you do that? You break tasks into actionable steps, and you list all of the resources needed for that project or service. That's why so many of us are not making the income or reaching the clients that we can. It's because we're skipping steps and we're not doing the work. And we're looking for instant gratification. Let me tell you something. It's hard work to do this. It is not easy. It is not. But the reward of you having the lifestyle, the success that you want, being able to enjoy a type of life you desire, takes hard work, takes discipline, takes focus. And you're going to have to do the work. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to happen overnight. I know I'm going to lose some people off of social media because they're looking for, let's do this quick. Then, I love TikTok. But it's not instant whenever they're showing you how to cook. It's like, beep, 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 beep. Then the meal, it's not that quick. They created to get it into that slot. But there's other things that you don't see behind the prep time. It's these steps that we are missing that we're looking for instant gratification. You're not going to get that quick money. When someone says, let me show you how to make a 7-figure income, I can get you to 6-figure, 7-figure, 5-figure. And you're like, oh, let me buy this product. And then they put it out. Oh, I got to do all of that. And still all of it's not in there. Because you have not trained the mind. So you got to train the mind. I believe in the law of attraction and the law of leadership and the law of doing. See, doing and busy work is two different things. You can create a lot of busy work for yourself. Or you can have a plan that you're executing what you need. So yesterday morning, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the average time. I started my day getting ready, prepared for a long day. I ended my day at 12. Okay. Now I have to rest. So I got a book after I finished getting ready for bed, and I read. So when I went to sleep, what I was reading was so positive. That's on my mind when I got up. See, what you input, your subconscious will bring it back to you in your sleep. So if you inputted social media and you going through there looking at, that's what's in your mind. If you're doing all the TVs that's what's on your mind. Education is the opportunity to success. It is. Knowing your subject matter, being an expert in that make a difference. Tackling the large tasks without breaking them down will end up in you being procrastinated. And bad habits kick back in. And you go back in your corner and you start all over again because you have given up. But if you have a task and you know it's large, place it in compartments and say, I got to do this and this and this. And all of it does not have to be done right then. Because sometimes you need to walk away and go back to it. For me, when I'm working on a big project with a client, if I have a client and I have a lot of stuff I need to do for them, I know I cannot complete everything that day. So I look at all the things I need to do that's going to affect the end. So if I need to gather all this paperwork before I need to start, that could be the task for that day, is to get all the paperwork, all the documentation that I need. I may have to go through, especially if they're asking me to help them put together a proposal, go through the whole proposal, gather everything, and that may be the only thing I can do that day. Because I need to sit with the process of what I have done to say, okay, do I have everything I need? And try to project what was maybe missing. Okay, not waiting to say, oh, I should have thought about that, but taking the time to relook at it and say, okay, I have everything. Or if I don't, let me figure out where it's at and get that. So when I sit ready to actually implement it, all my information is in one location. How many times have you gotten up and said, oh, let me get up and go get this? Oh, let me get up and go get that. But if it's all in one location, the distraction of you leaving and being interrupted is reduced. Okay. And then you're prioritizing each task. Now, I want you to look up the Eisenhower metrics. Okay. Because that's going to help you. We're not going to give you everything. You got to do some homework. Because if someone says to me, hey, look up this Eisenhower metrics, I'm going to look it up. 1, to see what it is. 2, it's probably going to be very helpful for me. And then 3, I'm going to execute it if it's going to save me some time. I believe entrepreneurs, business owners, 9 to 5, hobbyists, all of y'all, all of us need to go on vacation every quarter to reflect what we have done for that quarter, to see where there's improvements and are we managing our time. I also believe that every month you should review how you're managing your time in order to make adjustments. That's every month. So every quarter, I believe you need to take a little break vacation. But every month, I think you need to reflect on that month to see about your projects, where you are, your time, what's going on this month. Okay. Every week, I believe that if you have a written out detailed plan for that week and for the next week, you are already 100% ahead of the game. Because as you're moving through those times, by the time you get to that quarter, you have built in, corrected, updated all of the gaps, then to find out at the end of the quarter how much money you have lost, how much time you have lost, how much success you have lost, and you're not burnt out. See, fear would do that to you. And self-gratification will help you. And its friend, procrastination, will sit you back. Just something to think about. So also, we also need to think about slide 6. I'm going to see if I can do this. This is, I'm having a hard time with these slides today. I don't know why slide 6 don't act like it want to do anything. Let's see if we could do it. Let's see if I can slide, slide 6. Let me see if I can hit this button one time. Finally, I am fast on these on this mouse, which is probably not the best way, but whenever I type, I'm moving. Sometimes I click too fast, but I'll work on it. Thank you. So the why again. Always asking how and why on planning and how you can plan for success with that. So fail to prioritize results to spending time on less important tasks, which could and will delay critical business progress. Okay. When you fail to prioritize what's important, and then you're off on these little tangents, when it's time for you to focus back in on what is critical and important, you're in the burnout mode or the frustration mode or the focus mode. Because like myself, if I am focused on something, I cannot be distracted. Because if I go off and do it, trying to come back to it takes too much time for me to zone in. So early in the morning when I get up at 4 o'clock, that is the best time. So between 4 and 9, that is my sweet spot. Then I'm focused. I am leaning in. I can produce my best work. There's no distractions. I'm not training anyone. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not on social media. I'm not doing any of that. That is my sweet spot between 4 in the morning and 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, that's when I have to start being engaged with my clients doing training. So when I train from 9 to 10, now think about it. I'm training. You training. Now I have to regroup and try to focus on something critical. No, I'm thinking about what I just told my client. So now I got to write up the notes, get prepared for our next meeting for the client for the next time. And so that's the time I'm looking at doing all those little tasks, not when I need focus time. So I spend my morning on focus critical business processes. And then doing all my training, I use that time to do the little things I need to do. I schedule my time and short breaks. Also, I need to recharge between them. When I'm training clients for an hour to 2 hours, I'm giving you my all. So now I got to be planning. So I need a break to step back and relax, to breathe, to meditate, so I can be prepared. But at the same time, this is time I got to write up my notes, make sure that I keep my notes up to date on what we talked about the next meeting, and in a little other notes that I need. But it's also a great time for me to do some fun stuff for myself. Sitting, stretching, from my head to the left, to the right, back, forward, and all of that makes a difference because I'm not thinking about that. I'm relaxing. And then you use the why again. Business without time management often fail, okay, or often falls into the habit of multitasking. I think multitasking has a twofold approach. It can be good and it can be bad. Sometimes multitasking is bad because you're not giving it your all. You're trying to do a lot. What I found out for myself about multitasking is this as it relates to the weekend when I need to work at home. I can wash the dishes, I can wash clothes, and I can work all at the same time. Because putting the dishes in the dishwasher, pushing the button, they can be washing. The clothes can be dried, and I could be here. To me, that's the best I can do for multitasking. Okay, but trying to do 3 or 4 different projects at one time, I find myself making mistakes. So it's like if I'm trying to do a project and I'm trying to answer the telephone and send somebody a text, I'm going to mess all of that up. So I try to find when I do multitasking, it's things that can operate by themselves while I focus on something else. So whereas multitasking, somebody may say is good, multitasking also leads to a lot of errors. Okay. Why? Working nonstop leads to burnout. Bad habit. When you just working. Now for myself, now I always use myself because that's the only person I know that what I do, it works for me, and you have to find out. So And then they said 24 hours in a day, and you're supposed to get 8 hours worth of sleep. So I came up with, you know what? That's good. But it didn't. So for me, this is me. This is Sharon. I can get 4 hours of sleep from 12 to 4, and on one half of the day, and 12 and 4 hours of sleep on the other half, and I got my 8 hours of sleep. That's what I mean. Though. Like, how do I get 4 from here, 4 from here, and make it 8? Because the goal is I can work longer and not be burnt out. But I could take 2 days, but I got my 8 hours in the same time. Okay? In the same time. So I can go to bed at one night and get up early the next morning, and I got my 8 hours. And I do that over and over again, and I found out that I have so much extra time, and I'm not burnt out. And I think that's so very important, that you do not end up being burnt out by working too long and not accomplishing the things that you need. You can look at your schedule and really accomplish more. For myself, I read 4 books a month. But it's how I read those books makes a difference. I don't read, I'm sorry, I read 4 books at one time. And so how I do, I have my spirituality books I read, which I read the Bible first. Then I read my spiritual books that I enjoy reading, second in the morning time. I do self-development book, how to do, working on me. And then I also read something in my industry. I read so many pages every morning out those books. And then in the afternoon, I would probably read a self-developed book, and before I go to bed, or the option I will do is maybe sometimes I may do something business and self-development. But it's those books that I have decided to do in that month's time. And it really helps me stay focused, because I'm always trying to figure out how do I stay in a positive frame mind, and how do I stay up to date on current events. I don't watch a lot of TV for just the fact that I'm just not a TV person. I love reading. And so you have to find out for yourself, what do you want your subconscious mind to be part of? And then you gear your mind and your lifestyle to that. Maintain balance in your plan. You must be flexible, because the obstacles will come in business. Things will show up in the middle of the day, and you have to be able to be flexible to adjust and to move in. Okay? You have to build in buffer times to handle unexpected business issues, because every day is not going to be the same. Every day is not going to be perfect. So you have to put that buffer time in there for that. Why? Because if you had such a rigid plan, you'll get frustrated with that. You have to be able to adapt to trends, markets, ideas, things that's happening. But if you don't have a plan, you don't know how to go in there and make that adjustment. You must have a backup plan, a contingency plan with key tasks for the unknown. Okay. Example is, you are traveling and something happened back at the office. So you have to have a backup plan to how do you manage your office when you are traveling or when you're on vacation. So what are you going to be doing during that time, and how that's going to look? You can't be real rigid, because you don't want to run people away. You want to be able to have strategies and give people opportunity to think and understand what your plan is and how do we get to the end of that plan is so very important. So having conversations and listening to people, that's why it's important that a solo entrepreneur build them a team. They may not be on payroll with you, but a team of people that y'all can help one another grow and prosper and do business with one another. If you have a good if your company is a social media company, and my company is I do business development, nonprofit management, and do a lot of training certification, how we can work together for the good of clients, but also for the good of yourself, so you can enjoy life and you can step in and say, hey, look, she's not here, but this is a good idea. The other one is if you get sick, you have to have a backup plan. Your business cannot stop because you get sick. Your business should not stop because you get sick. They have to have some planning in there. How is this going to work if I'm not here? And who can help carry this on? Well, that is the end of the Plan to Prosper podcast show for today. Thank you for joining us. We believe that if we help others, everyone can prosper together. And that this show is dedicated to the entrepreneurs, business owners, 9 to 5, the hustlers, the nonprofits, community leaders, people that wants to make a difference in their lives and the world and gain revenue, income, resources, self-development, whatever it's going to do to make you become the best of person that you want to be. And we'll give this freely to over 200 countries. But also, we couldn't make this happen if it wasn't for Pod TV, because with Mark Lee behind us, we are going on 3 years with Mark doing this and being there for us and supporting us and helping us get the word out, because we are a teaching podcast. And we love to have people to come on and talk about ways that other entrepreneurs and business owners and nonprofits can grow and thrive, and some of the things that they can do to help people. Because when you do that, the world opens up for you and opportunities come to you. I want to thank you again. I'm looking forward to Q4. We'll be back next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And if you need anything, you want to talk to us about this Q4 journey, please do at www.thesharoncampbell.com website and drop us a message. Have a great day.